Do you ever wonder how the pros or high-level players hit this topspin that dips over the net at their opponent's feet? Well, brace yourselves, because today we're talking about the tactics and techniques for how you can reshape your game by shaping the ball over the net. Now let's get into it. In order to create that mesmerizing topspin that dips over the net, we have to get the technical aspect correct. So what we want to do is, when we're starting out, we're lining up the paddle out in front of us, and what we're going to do is we're thinking of low to high. The golden rule is a low to high motion. Think of a roller coaster starting at the bottom, going up to the top. Although what we want to do is we want to make sure that when we're going from this low to high motion, we're accelerating through. So we're actually making it go faster on our way up. Now here's the secret ingredient to really getting the topspin. It's the wrist snap. Right at point of contact, as we're hitting the ball, that's when we want to snap our wrist up and even to the side a little bit. So notice when I'm hitting and this is for the third shot drop, or any type of drop, we're snapping that wrist on our way up and finishing up high. Because what happens is, if we just go straight through like this, the ball just goes up, hits, and comes back up. We're not getting that forward rotation on the ball. So the two things that we're thinking of for the technical aspect is low to high motion, and then that wrist snap at point of contact. Before we get into this next tip, be sure to hit that like button, as it really does help us out. Let's get back to it.
Moving on to tactical insights. What's going on in the head when it comes to choosing to hit that topspin ball? Topspin is sometimes unpredictable and hard to hit. So we want to reserve it for certain shots like serves, like drops and drives. Those are great shots to hit on. Sometimes we want to be hitting more of a controlled shot with some backspin that's easier to hit, like returns. I would reserve backspin and easier moving through the ball with returns, because we want to make sure we make that shot. Now, when it comes to getting yourself in a great position and hitting a topspin shot, let's hit that topspin, especially if we're hitting drops. But when we're in a bit of a pickle, not to be punny, but we're going to hit slice. We're going to hit more control, something that's easier to get the bulk of the face on the back of the ball. Keep it very simple, a simple shot. With topspin, we're going low to high. It can get complicated. The ball only sees the face of the paddle for a split second when you're going low to high, so it's a little difficult to hit. So make sure that when you're out there playing, you're reserving the right to hit that topspin on certain shots and avoid using it on some of the tougher shots or when you're out of position.
We are to our final aspect of topspin, and that is being in the prime position. Now, think of it like a choreographic dance, where your footwork is what sets the rhythm, and your technique is what sets the motion. And when the two of these are synced up perfectly, you're unstoppable. Now, think, when we're trying to get into the perfect spot, we want to have quick feet. We want to do whatever we can to get behind the ball and be there as soon as possible. Because what happens when we don't have good footwork is we're out of position, we're off balance, and this is when we start to hit the ball off center. Now, even more so when we're trying to hit topspin, when we're trying to combine the technical aspect, the tactical, and now here the footwork, it's so important to be right where we want to be, right in that right spot. Remember this: practice with passion, perfect with persistence. This way you'll get better at your topspin. We're loving our carbon paddle. Specifically, I'm using the Carbon 3X. Elisha is too, but I'm using the 14 millimeter. We really like the power that it gives, good control. So if you do want one, check out the link in the description, 10% off any purchase on Carbon.